Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Thomas, and this is The Bottom Line. You know, it's not uncommon for Mexican immigrants to try to get across our borders. We hear news stories of smugglers and people trying to cross our border all the time. But something quite different has been happening in California in the past week. Hundreds, up to 200 border crossers in a single day came through the entry point seeking asylum. Officials are trying to determine the sudden influx, stating it has to be an orchestrated event because hundreds or even thousands of people would not all at one time decide they need to come to the U.S. and state that they have a credible fear. First, asylum can be granted if the person has suffered or will suffer persecution on account of race, religion, nationality, membership in a social group, or political opinion in their native country. So if that person believes persecution is going to happen for any of those reasons, they have what is called credible fear. Second, the legal threshold for credible fear is broad and low, so that if persecution is going to happen, they will have the opportunity to meet before an immigration judge and have their fears heard out. Here's the problem. Mexico has the second highest number of asylum seekers in the U.S. China is first, but half of the Chinese applicants get granted. Only 1% of the Mexican applicants ever get granted. Not only are hundreds and hundreds coming into the U.S. this past week seeking asylum, there are thousands who are already in our country. They're on the route of deportation, but now they're seeking asylum. It's called the backup plan. They use this plan when no other form of relief is left. What happens is they're told they can stay here, given a court date, and then they disappear into their communities, never to show up for court. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of warrants out there for this type of asylum seeker. Yes, I said hundreds of thousands. The numbers this last week, though, were just overwhelming. And where do you house these people? Well, last week, you, me, and all our other taxpayer friends housed a lot of these people in $99 a night hotel rooms in Southern California until they get their day in court. Others were taken to Texas, Florida, and New York. The authorities had nowhere else to put them, and the amount of money spent on this alone is staggering. You know, in the past, fewer than 200 true asylum seekers come up from Mexico each year. So when 200 plus come up in a single day, all claiming to have credible fear, and they start showing up, the problem just got a lot bigger. Here's the countdown. There are 57 immigration courts, 231 immigration judges, 280,000 immigration proceedings each year, with each judge hearing about 1,250 cases a year. Yeah, you see where we're going with this. We are going to be too overwhelmed, our judges, our courts, our system, especially with this orchestrated event of thousands of a week of these legally asylum seekers. And I use that loosely, really. Here is the bottom line, though, okay? A change in immigration law needs to happen right now, immediately. And it must be a highly publicized change, a clear across-the-board immediate policy change. The Border Security, Economic Opportunity, and Immigration Modernization Act, written by the Gang of Eight bipartisan senators, addresses many aspects of immigration. It passed the Senate in June. It's likely to fizzle in the House, though, but this really doesn't address the issue at hand. But we need something to stop what is happening at our borders and put an end to the backup plan. Put an end to this latest credible fear plan by putting some credible fear into those trying to enter our country illegally. Something has to change, and fast. Otherwise, this situation occurring in California last week is headed to become a national debacle. You can see more episodes of The Bottom Line at thebottomline.tv. I'm Bob Thomas.